Good evening and welcome to FDN News. I'm Kaylee Hendrickson. Our top story tonight, Northeast Indiana Congressman Jim Banks made a visit to campus this week. This is Banks' first term serving Indiana's 3rd District. FDN's Bray Snyder talked with the congressman to get his thoughts on job growth in Huntington County and other national issues.
President Trump has been in office now for over 100 days, and there's still those who wonder whether somebody who's outside the sphere of politics has the ability to come into politics and have a positive impact on the community. But Representative Jim Banks, who is now serving as Indiana's 3rd District representative, which encompasses both Fort Wayne and Huntington County, is no political outsider. He served both at the state Senate level for Huntington County and surrounding areas, as well as on the armed forces. And he was able to take time out of his busy schedule to come speak at Professor Troy Irick's personal finance class this past week. Here's what he had to say.
I remain optimistic that we could see a period of economic growth in our country that we haven't seen in my lifetime. And most important to me on my plate is my work on the Armed Services Committee and doing what I can to rebuild, to support rebuilding the American military to keep America safe from our enemies abroad and even right here at home.
Now, whether your major is political science or physical therapy, you should always be letting your congressman know what they can do to better understand the needs facing your community and what they can do to help. That's why they have a job in Washington in the first place. We elect them so that they can represent us in Washington and help fix the problems facing our communities. From Huntington's campus, I'm Bray Snyder, FDN News.
Crews will begin renovating the lower hub into a new and improved student center this fall. It is one of the many things discussed by the HU Board of Trustees this past week. Board members met to discuss proposals for various changes and additions to campus, including new ways to improve the softball fields and other university facilities. Leaders also received a used bus for field trips and athletic events. President Emberton tells FDN the new student center is an important investment.
The Student Center, we took inventories from the students as well as inventory from the alum. And overwhelmingly what we found out is that students, both former students and current students, want space. Space to just relax and space to come together, whether it's for devotions or just good fun time. And being able to have that central place where you can have a cup of coffee late at night or have a snack and stay and study all night if you want to, but just an opportunity to be together.
Renovations to the new student center will cost $3.5 million. So many of you spent your day with your grandparents during Huntington's 11th annual Grandparents' Day. Students were able to take their grandparents to their classes with them and give them a taste of HU life. This day served as a time for students and grandparents to spend quality time with one another while learning a thing or two.
It's a wonderful experience, actually. It's a chance for share some time, some spiritual time with our grandson.
The importance of grandparents, I think we can all speak to that. There's times in your life where, you know, you just need to have a conversation with somebody that's lived a little more life or a lot more life than you have.
Never too late to teach an old dog new tricks. Luckily, the weather was nice when everyone's grandparents were here. But this weekend, however, is a whole nother story, and it's a good excuse for you to stay indoors. So we're looking at Friday. There'll be cloudy skies with a high of 66 degrees. For Saturday, rain showers will arrive, bringing a high of only 58 degrees. And Sunday, the rain will get worse with thunderstorms throughout the day. But it's not all bad. We will have a high of 78 degrees. So the storms may be rolling in this weekend, but our foresters have been rolling out winds on the field.
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing very well in the baseball arena. Our foresters have been doing well both in baseball and in softball. How are they? Well, I'll tell you coming up after the break. As the spring semester is coming to a close, our men's baseball team is gearing up for the NAIA Division II National Tournament. Mike Frame's experienced baseball squad is one of the best that he's coached in his career, but with seniors like Dalton Combs and Shea Bucham, it really makes kind of a lot of sense. I've been able to watch the squad play all season with multiple 10-run blowout wins, as well as stellar pitching, and there just aren't many teams that have been able to slow down the Foresters' explosive offense. They're batting .319 and slugging .483 on the season while only allowing under 4 earned runs per game. As the Foresters move into postseason play, Kobe Solms spoke to first baseman Shea Bucham about his postseason expectations.
Well, we've secured a spot in the opening round, and I think if you look at our roster and you've watched us play this year, I think realistically we could make it to the World Series in Idaho. We have the pitching to do it, and we can hit the ball, so now it's just a matter of getting it done.
Out on the smaller diamond, our Lady Forester softball team hosted Goshen in a weekend doubleheader. As you can see here, number 24, Audra Kloffenstein, started off the game with a nice outfield catch here in just a second. And this is really a great game for the Foresters. Carly Blankenship had a fantastic bunt to advance the runner to second and ended up safe at first here. And on a rundown from second and third, Ashley Brown, number 11, was able to tag out a runner. She tried to get to a base. Casey Lehman had a nice outfield hit that landed her at second and also brought in 2 players for a nice RBI double for her. Natalie McGuire later had a pop fly that ended the inning for the Foresters. Blankenship again had another nice outfield catch for the Foresters, and the end of the first game was 3-1 with the Foresters taking the win. Laren Miller started off the game strong, bringing 2 players in, and Joelle Beals also started off the game with a nice bunt but ended up getting out at first base. The end of the game for the Foresters was 3-0 again, giving the Foresters the win on the weekend doubleheader.
Update, and you might want to check this out. So Huntington University's radio station, Forester Radio, has launched a new podcast rooted on the iTunes store. This, as we move closer to finals week, many of you will be looking for a new way to relax between study sessions. Podcasts have a great way to keep your brain active while multitasking throughout the day. You can find and listen to the podcast via the podcast app or by listening online.
And Kaylee, if I'm not mistaken, there was a member of our FDN anchor team who was recently on an episode of Rooted.
Yeah, I actually was. It was a great opportunity to, sit down and talk with the Rooted team. They're a great group of people, and I just really enjoyed my time with them. Yeah.
Well, you can always check us out online at foresterdigital.net and tweet us your thoughts at FDN_news.
Have a great night.